Pursuant to notice, the Subcommittee on Technology and Innovation meets this morning to consider the committee print, the Cybersecurity Coordination and Awareness Act. I recognize myself for 5 minutes. The committee print we are considering today implements recommendations made in the Cybersecurity Policy Review, which was completed in May of this year, and the recent subcommittee hearing, and also amends the Cybersecurity Research and Development Act of 2002. 22 years ago, this committee paved the way for federal cybersecurity efforts with the Computer Security Act of 1987, which charged NIST with developing technical standards to protect non-classified information on federal computer systems, and was the first of 13 major laws relating to cybersecurity. The Cybersecurity Policy Review recommended coordination of U.S. government representation in international cybersecurity technical standards development. Currently, responsibilities are parsed among different agencies without any consistent policy. The convergence of telecommunication, the Internet, and video devices requires a corresponding convergence in cybersecurity technical standards development. A coordinated policy will ensure that these representatives operate with the overarching need of the U.S. infrastructure in mind. 2 weeks ago, witnesses testified in front of this subcommittee that NIST is suited for the role of coordinator due to its extensive technical expertise, established relationship with international bodies, and its existence as a non-regulatory body. The Cyberspace Policy Review also called for a cybersecurity awareness and education campaign. NIST could be a valuable resource to all Internet users in providing them with the same guidance as it gives federal agencies. This committee print tasks NIST with developing a plan to disseminate cybersecurity technical standards and best practices to the general public. However, while NIST is a great resource for technical standards and best practices, witnesses have stated that NIST guidance is often too technical for the average Internet user. Therefore, the print also tasks NIST with making its standards and best practices usable by those with less technical expertise. The dissemination of more user-friendly standards will help raise the base level of cybersecurity knowledge among individuals, businesses, educational institutions, and governments. The Cybersecurity Policy Review also notes that cybersecurity cannot be improved without first improving identity management. The committee print also amends the Cybersecurity R&D Act of 2002 to reinforce the important R&D work currently done by NIST, and specifically reflects witness testimony on the importance of NIST's work with automated security specifications such as those in the SCAP program. We also update language in the Act to reflect more modern technological terms. I urge my colleagues to support this bill and look forward to working with members on both sides of the aisle to improve this legislation as we move forward. And now I recognize Mr. Smith to present his opening remarks.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for calling this markup this morning of the Cybersecurity Coordination and Awareness Act. The committee print we are marking up makes a number of modest but important changes to NIST's information security programs and authorities. Throughout the summer and into the fall, the subcommittee held numerous hearings in which we heard from federal agencies and leading private sector experts regarding the current state of computer and network security efforts and how they could be improved. These discussions made clear any successful comprehensive effort to improve cybersecurity must include NIST. From its critical capabilities and expertise in research and development and standards development to its reputation as a proven and trusted entity within the federal government, the private sector, and internationally, NIST is well suited to take on this expanded role in this arena. This legislation will help to do just that by authorizing new or expanded activities in 3 areas. 1, coordination of U.S. government representation in international standards development forums. 2, improved dissemination of cybersecurity best practices to small businesses, state and local governments, educational institutions, and the general public. And 3, research and standards development in identity management. Identity management is a particularly important area which warrants increased attention, especially as it relates to the security and management of personally identifiable information, now a common aspect of our computer systems. To this end, I appreciate the Chairman's willingness to work with me to refine this section and incorporate language explicitly stating privacy protection, including privacy as it relates to health IT systems, should be part of NIST's identity management efforts. Together, the provisions of this committee print will strengthen and clarify NIST's cybersecurity roles and responsibilities, representing a small but important step in our efforts to address cybersecurity issues. I want to thank the Chairman for working closely with Republicans on this legislation. Certainly look forward to continued cooperative efforts as we move forward to consideration by full committee on the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. It is indeed positive and refreshing to find these bipartisan issues and efforts, and look forward to working with you going forward. Does anyone else wish to be recognized? Hearing none, I ask unanimous consent that the print is considered as read and open to amendment at any point, and that the members proceed with amendments in the order of the roster. Without objection, so ordered. The first amendment on the roster is a manager's amendment offered by the chair. The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment number 026, amendment to the committee print offered by Mr. Wu of Oregon and Mr. Smith of Nebraska.
I ask unanimous consent to dispense with a reading. Without objection, so ordered. I recognize myself for 5 minutes to explain the amendment. This manager's amendment includes two simple provisions that we have worked on with the minority. The first incorporates explicit mention of health information technology systems as part of NIST's work on identity management research and standards development. As we work to increase the adoption of health IT into our medical system, it is important to recognize that the increased digitization and sharing of records must be accompanied by adequate privacy safeguards. Ensuring that we advance technologies and methods used to protect privacy should be central to NIST's work in healthcare IT. The second change is also simple. In the legislation's technical update codifying NIST's intramural security research activities related to access control management on computer systems, the manager's amendment substitutes the word execution in place of enforcement to clarify that these research activities are to support the use of protection policies, not to be part of or to guide their enforcement. Is there any further discussion of the manager's amendment? If not, the vote occurs on the amendment. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The ayes have it, and the amendment is agreed to. Are there any other amendments? If not, the vote is on the committee print as amended. All those in favor will say aye. Aye. All those opposed will say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. And I now recognize myself to make a motion. I move that the subcommittee favorably report the committee print as amended to the full committee. Furthermore, I move that the staff be instructed to prepare the subcommittee report and make necessary technical and conforming changes to the print in accordance with the recommendations of the subcommittee. The question is on the motion to report the print favorably. Those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the print is favorably reported. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Members will have 2 subsequent calendar days in which to submit supplemental, minority, or additional views on the measure. And I want to thank all the members for their attendance. And this concludes our subcommittee markup. Thank you. I'm going to get a better spot.